G'day guys, Peter from Team Low Range 4x4 here, and I'm crouched in the footwell of the passenger side of my N70 Hilux in order to be able to talk about the things that I like about the interior. So I don't know how long I'll be able to stay in this position, so if you haven't already, please jump on board and support us on Patreon if you can. And let's get into this video. But before I actually talk about the interior of the Hilux, I want to talk about a little bit of what I'm trying to achieve here. So if you haven't seen it before, my N70 Hilux was the first video in this sort of series where I talked about the Essentials package.
Essentials package. Yes, the Essentials package. So that's basically the minimum amount of modifications you can do to your four-wheel drive to limit damage as well as open up the hidden latent potential of your four-wheel drive when you're going off-road.
Now the Essentials package are the essential modifications I believe you need to have on your four-wheel drive. Extra modifications I've done to my Hilux to open up even more potential in different areas. So what is the build philosophy here? You know, with the Essentials package, the first idea was to limit damage with the vehicle with the modifications, as well as open up any hidden potential that the vehicle had, because you know these days four-wheel drives straight off the showroom shelf are really capable. So capable that unless you're actually doing the hard stuff, you probably don't need to do many, if any, modifications at all. As you can probably tell, four-wheel drive channel, I like to hit the hard stuff, so my plan is simple. I wanted to reduce the damage by modifying my vehicle to make it do what I wanted to do, go the places I wanted to go, and these three additional modifications do that. So do these additional modifications actually make any difference to my N70 Hilux? Or do they just add a bunch of weight that I shouldn't need in the first place? To be honest, I've been running them on and off for the past 12 months. Now, if you're watching this currently, we're going through COVID-19 lockdowns. Hopefully you'll see this in the future, that won't be an issue anymore. I've only had limited experience, but I have used the rear locker on, I think, 4 occasions so far on difficult terrain, and I've even had my wife behind the wheel. And I can tell you, doing flex track, I've been able to master it without lockers, but my wife, first time, whacking on the locker, she managed to drive it no problems, which just says it makes life easy. So I'm very happy with the ARB air locker at this stage. 2, the ARB Solar's spotlights. That was a big random gamble in a way. Now ARB have a good name, and I was quite confident that that product was going to be good. Great, fantastic. Look, to be honest, out in the bush, I don't think they put out enough light. The idea of a spread, because these are not the good old spotlights, these are the floodlights, I feel they could have a lot more flood to them. That's my only criticism with them. However, I'm looking at running an additional bar light on top, which I feel is what they actually had in their design philosophy of it all. The way you've got the free bar up the top there to add the additional light. and maybe I will. But if you're just driving on the highway or just, you know, on track roads or something like that with a little bit of illumination, look, plenty of light. In fact, on the highway, too much light. I have to use that dimmable function on many occasions. All right, let's address the final modification for the N70 Hilux I've got here. The Rhino Rack. Okay, when I bought the Rhino Rack, I was under the impression, falsely, that it was going to be able to take the maximum capacity off-road that the roof could handle. Unfortunately, that is not true. It has a bit of a design issue with the way that it's, you know, I don't want to get into it here. If you want to find it out, you'll have to look it up because I'm not that technical in my videos. The Rhino Rack Pioneer platform, and you know, this John Cadogan does a good video on it. Despite all that, I still think it's a great system. It's probably too expensive for what it is, but it's still a great system. It looks brand spanking new, and it's over 12 months old. I've had no wind issues with it. It still has the capacity to hold extra stuff, especially big, wide, bulky stuff. I haven't had any personal issues with it in regards to, you know, looking like it's going to have an issue. Now, unless you're running or wanting to run a big like a tent or something like that on your roof, maybe you need to look for a different system. But for what I'm running, which is just generally big, bulky items that aren't that heavy, it works for me. So overall, I'm extremely happy with the 3 additional modifications I've made to my N70 Hilux. Now you've got to remember here, longevity is the goal. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've got a ton more videos coming thanks to the fact that COVID-19 lockdowns are coming to an end very, very soon where I am right now. I've got my new winch. What is it? I've got additional reviews on my ARB Solus lights, including accessories that I bought for them. I've got, whoa, other things in mind, including trips that I've been waiting to go for a very long time. So if you do enjoy the content here, and I've got more reviews on things that you want to see, please jump on board and subscribe. And don't forget, if you can, please support us on Patreon. I'm Peter from Team Low Range 4x4, and I'll catch you in the next one.